Hello musicians, this is Corey Taylor from SkilledMusician.com, where we are helping musicians improve. Thank you all so much for checking out this video today. Now today's video is an exciting video. I was playing, just kind of playing around in a previous video for just a quick couple seconds, just kind of noodling. And I played something that Ronald Kanemo in the comment section asked, what was that you played? So I went back and listened and realized, wow, I didn't realize I played it, but it was something great to share with you all. So I want to break it apart, share with you all how you can play it, and how you can even adjust it to fit your needs at whatever particular moment. Matter of fact, let's just take a quick listen to just a snippet of the lick. So I've also created sheet music and MIDI files for the lick, and I put the sheet music in all 12 keys with fingerings, so you can play it and figure out how it goes. All right, but let's not waste any more time. Let's get started. So this lick happens to be one that a good friend of mine, Eric Miller, he showed me this middle portion about 8 years ago, and then I've been adding stuff onto this lick, so it's effectively become mine, but Eric Miller was the one who showed it to me. Now, if you don't know who Eric Miller is, he is a phenomenal organist, originally out of Rhode Island, but he's been here in Atlanta for quite a while now. He's currently playing with Tasha Cobbs and does stuff with Kevin Lemons and Higher Calling, so he's a phenomenal organist. And this move is kind of an organ move, but I do it all the time on piano. So let me do the move in its entirety, and then we're going to break it up into 4 different sections where I explain everything to you and show you how you can apply it to your playing. So here's the full lick. All right, that was slow. Now let me speed it up a little bit, more of your performance tempo. So here it is. Did you catch that? I'll do it again on performance tempo. All right, so first off, what key was that in? All right, so we're in the key of E flat, and what I want to do is I want to break this up into 3 different sections, and we'll examine each section and then put it together, and I'll show you how you can adjust it, and then use this concept of how we adjust these licks and riffs to apply it to the stuff you already play to give you countless more possibilities. All right, so let's look at the first part. So what is that? All right, so the first thing you notice is I'm playing rootless voicings. So I'm not playing any of the roots. So if you're looking at the lowest voice in my left hand, it's not an A flat something. And then here, it's not a G something if you look at the root there. All right, so there are 2 ways to look at this first section, these first 3 chords. All right. So the first way is to think of the first chord as a F minor going to a B flat 7 to E flat, so a 2-5-1 in the key of E flat. And the second way is to think of it all as B flat, B flat. So the first 2 chords are both B flat, and we're just changing the tension, and then we're going to 1, which is E flat. So let's examine that. So the first chord, if we think of it as a F minor, well, what would this be? Well, we have our F, our 3rd, our 6th, our 9, our 5th. So this is a F minor 6-9. Then we go to a B flat, and we move these middle down a half step to C sharp and F sharp, which effectively becomes B flat 7, sharp 9, sharp 5, with the natural 9 still there. This real prime dissonance kind of, right? And you can get away with this kind of really dissonant sound because it's passing. We're not landing there and just waiting. So F minor 6/9 to B flat 7, sharp 9, sharp 5 with the natural 9 still. And then, what's this look like? E flat 6/9. Do you see it? All right, so the second way I talked about thinking of it is thinking of this as 5, change the tension on the 5, and then to 1. So we have B flat 9, add 13. So B flat 9 with the 13. Then B flat 9, add sharp 9, sharp 5, right? And then E flat 6/9. Okay, so either way is fine to think of it. I generally like to think of it as changing my tensions, just because the way I think about it. But as my teacher said, this is music theory, not music truth. So there are lots of ways to view these things, and they're all right. Now there are some things that are wrong, but again, this is music theory, it's not music truth. So here we go. So that's the first section. All right, so let's go to the second section. So here's the second section. Let's do it again. All right, so what was that? Okay, so we did this 2-5-1 in the first section. Now, what are we doing here? Well, we're literally doing a 3-6-2-5 turnaround. So in the key of E flat, that would be G, C, F, B flat, E flat. But before we get to the 3, we're kind of going a half step up and sliding into it. Do you hear this? Do you hear that? So what is this first chord? Well, it's really A flat minor 7. And then we're sliding down into the G minor 7. So, and now we're into our 3-6-2-5. So our 6 is going to be this C7 flat 9. Right? So I'm trying to play the bass here with my pinky so you can kind of see it. All right. Now, what's next? Well, 3-6-2. So now we're going to F minor. Now, if you notice in this particular F minor chord, I'm not playing the third. So we have a F minor 11 here. If I add the third in there and add the root so you can see it. So this becomes an F minor 11. But I'm playing it like this without the third. So it has this kind of open feel to it. So either way is fine, with the third, without it. They just give you different textures. And then, so now we have a B flat 13 with a flat 9. Right? And then I kind of resolve this G to F. So it just becomes a B flat 7 now with a flat 9. And then we resolve to 1. And we'll deal with that in a moment in the third section. So let's do it again. One more time. One more time. And you'll notice some of these notes I'm not restriking. I strike once and then kind of hold. And that's an organistic type thing. So I'm holding that G on top. I land it, and then I just kind of hold it and still holding. And then I might restrike it. Okay? And then, what's next? The third section. So for the third section, we're going back to, if you remember, I did a video called 15 gospel endings, gospel piano endings. And so we're kind of going to grab one of those. So we're coming out of this 2-5, and then we're going to 1. Now our 1's not going to be a normal resolve. We're going to add a little more. So we have then. So this is so E flat 7, add 13, right? I don't have the 5 in here, but still E flat 7, add the 13, and now if you remember, if you watch the 15, you should definitely watch the 15 gospel piano endings because I give you a template for how these things work. But I have this 1-7 chord here, so I'm expecting it to move to 4, A flat, in which that's what it does. This kind of A flat 6-9 chord. And then next I'm expecting it to go 4 minor. And I do this melodic move, but we have a 4 minor 6 here. And then 1. So I do that part again. Here's my 1-7. 4 minor 6, 1. Okay, so let's do the whole lick in its entirety again and put it together. So here's the first section, 2-5-1 or 5-5-1, depending on how you think of it. Now we're going to do a 3-6-2-5, and we're going to slide into the first chord. Do you hear that? Here's the 2, 5. Now we're going to do ending. So 1 with tension, so we have this 1-13 or E flat 7, add the 13, 4, which is A flat 6-9, then 4 minor 6 to 1. All right, cool. So that's kind of the explanation for the lick. Now let's talk about how to apply it. Okay, so even in the example I gave you, in the video I didn't play this entire thing. I played a portion of it, but let's talk about how can you apply this to your playing. And hopefully you can use this concept for every other lick that you know, breaking it apart, deconstructing it, putting it back together in different ways. So this first part is a great way to get to 1, to get to E flat, especially when the melody note is up there. So if I have a song and I'm right, so I might all right. It's a great way to get into the song. Or get to 1, no matter where 1 is. I'm trying to think of a song that works beautifully. All right, there's some song that goes like that. Right? So it's a great way to get to 1. So you don't have to do the whole lick. We can just take part of it. Now we're in. That's a great way to get to 1. All right, what else? Well, this middle portion, I'll often do this and stop there on 2 and not finish, just stay there. So let's say you're in the key of you're in E flat, but you're playing a song that's like, let's say, oh, that kind of sounds like Ribbon in the Sky, right? So say you're playing it in E flat. I think it's originally in D flat. let's just say you're here in E flat major, and you're trying to get back to this 2. Do you see that? All right, so that's, you can get to 2. Or let's say you're trying to get to 6. All right. Let's say you're going somewhere else besides F minor. Let's say you're going to F dominant 7. So, all right, here we go. There's F7. All right, so I just changed the chord a little bit. So I'm gonna do this in a song, and I might butcher this song. You know, sometimes it's not cool to add stuff everywhere. But for right now, we're gonna add this in here and just kind of see what happens. Generally, that's how I practice these. I try to add them wherever I can, even if it's not musically tasteful. I just try to add them wherever I can, just to see if I can pull it and just get used to it, and then, of course, then become tasteful with how I utilize it. But let's take the gospel song, "I Love You, I Love You, I Love You, Lord," today, and use that as kind of let's see if we can pull this, extract a piece of this lick and put it in here. All right, so the song goes, "I love you, love you." So it's like 1, 4, 5, 1. But oftentimes we will play the second chord as the F minor. So I love you, F minor. So let's see if we can't get this passed to the F minor. Here we go. I love you. Wow, that actually worked. I love you. And you notice I had to adjust it a little bit. I had to move the melody because the melody's here, right? So. Back in the song. So that's kind of one way you can add, break apart this lick and add it to something. So another place where I kind of make adjustments is, you know, this chord right here. Can function as a B flat 7 or B flat 13 with the flat 9, right? But it looks just like regular diminish, and with diminish, I can treat this as a B diminish or C flat diminish, or even change the bass to G 7 flat 9. So let's say I was, and consequently, I would use it to go to C minor. So now C minor here, C minor 11, then I resolve to C minor with the 9 or the 2. Resolve. You see that? I'll just play a couple rounds and just kind of mess with it, show you how I'm kind of taking apart stuff. I'm going to go to C minor. I'm going back. Going back to C minor. Right there, I didn't have enough time to do the whole thing, so I just did the F minor. And then the last part that we did, that's an ending that you can put kind of anywhere. So I hope you're seeing how we kind of break these licks apart. So it's one long one, but depending on where I'm going, I'll break it up into multiple pieces in order to fit it where I need it to fit it. So literally take some of the licks you do and break them apart. Just see what you see, and see if you can utilize it in a different way. Instead of playing the entirety, play it maybe half of it and take you somewhere else. That way you can have one lick that turns into 15 licks. Because this lick here I use all the time in many, many different ways. All right, so that's the lick. Wow, so that wasn't too bad, was it? All right, so hopefully you can see how you can adjust and break apart and vary these licks to make them fit the musical scenario you're in. Definitely thank you for your comments, and please continue to comment below as I want to make the videos that you want to see. So remember, I have the sheet music, the link to this sheet music and MIDI files with the fingerings and in all 12 keys for you available in the description box. So definitely check that out. That's a great resource. And definitely a thumbs up, share this video. Definitely share this video on Facebook, Twitter. Let's grow this community of musicians that want to improve. So definitely share this video on all your social media outlets. All right, so again, my name is Corey Taylor from skilledmusician.com, where we are helping musicians improve. So hopefully this video has helped you improve. So until the next one, be blessed and happy practicing.